Hey, what's up, Internet? Today, we are going to be trying to get this CPU to work. So I have no idea if this is going to work or not. This is supposed to be an E5-2699 V4, 22 cores. I didn't see that much information about this actual processor looking it up, so I decided to actually give it a review myself and see if I could get it to work. This is an engineering sample, Intel Confidential. And I picked this up on eBay for $300. So if I can get this to work, it's going to be a great tool for me and helping do some of the work on my other channel, which you can go check out. I'll have a link in the description below where you can see where all this other stuff is about. So what we got to go with this, to make it even more precarious, we got a Chinese motherboard. This RAM should be good. This 64 gigs of DDR4 ECC server memory. And, I don't really care to overclock this CPU. I don't expect that this motherboard is going to, be the best performing option. I don't even care if I have to disable boosts or anything. I want the 22 cores, and I'd be really happy if that would just work because you get a lot of use out of it. So, yeah, it is a pretty nice board. It's got a nice heatsink on the VRMs. For what it is, for about $100, it's pretty great. And we got this Fuma 2 cooler. Decent deal on Amazon. And we got an RX 560 for video out. I wish I had something a little less powerful. Not, in 2020, a 560s, it's basically what a 1080 was this time last year, right? So, thanks for that, Rona, but yeah, so let's get right to it. Let's install this thing and see what we can get. Yeah, and I'm obviously not a professional, but that would just make things less fun. So, for your entertainment, let's get going. I probably don't have to take this off, but it wasn't that hard. I like these big chips. They're so much. I have a couple X5680s, and they're tiny compared to these chips, so they should be able to dissipate a lot of heat, hopefully. Okay. So this guy's got two covers. Just clipped in. I think these do the same. Just gonna clip in. And let's open this without doing a Linus drop tips. There's the chip itself. It looks pretty good. Came clean. Yeah, so that chipset holder, well, I really like that. That works nice. Yeah, so let's get some thermal paste on there. What do you say? Let's open up the cooler first. Yeah, so here we got our cooler. I think if we put it on, that way we have RAM clearance, so guess I just don't know if we need the plastic adapter we took off here. So we got the destructions here, 2011 V3. That should cover our E5-2699 V4. Because the actual motherboard, the third version of the motherboard goes with a fourth version of the CPU. For some reason. That's not confusing enough, so it doesn't look like we'll need that plastic cap. That screw's kind of hitting the socket a little bit. Still able to tighten it though, so shouldn't be a problem. Man, would you look at this part? They really made this work for everything, but the instructions are nice and clear. 2011 V3 uses outermost. Just gotta get it in the right orientation, it looks like. The indents go up, face up. You got the cooler here. A nice white arm. You use the thermal paste I got from like a month earlier. It's the same stuff, but it's really easy to seal up. So, and that's my professional thermal paste application. So leave your comments in the section below, and I'm gonna remove the plastic. And oh gosh, which way does this go? Yeah, RAM clearance is usually supposed to go this way, right? So, not that it really matters on this board. Yeah, let's put the RAM in. What do you say? That'll be a good thing to do. Get out of the way. Here we are. 16 gig DIMMs. Alright, now I can actually put the heatsink on. And that's the wrong way. We got the VRMs right here. I don't know. I kind of don't want to put the heatsink mounts over the VRMs. But can't go like that. It's a video card. We could do this. No, we gotta switch the heatsink mounts up. Double checking on the instructions. It looks fine to me. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? These videos can't be entertaining if someone knows what they're doing. Yeah, that's why Linus Tech Tips is so fun, right? LTTstore.com. Unofficial sponsor. Call me crazy, but I'm going to add a little more. This chip has 22 cores, and the IHS isn't going to be able to spread heat out any better than normal, you know. So I'm just gonna leave some small smatterings there. I'm sure that'll be fine. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the ideal pattern. You know, you've heard of the X, you've heard of the dot cross, dot cross, but I don't know. They're all trying to get to this point, obviously. I can tell you really can't appreciate that, but if I lift it up here, you can see, yeah, that's really what everybody's shooting for. Kind of like a natural pattern you would find in nature. All right. Let's get the RAM clearance to the right, just like things are supposed to be for some reason. And I don't know, guys. Yeah, the board doesn't. The board barely clears the right. I'm not even going to be able to put a fan on the right side of this without it clearing the motherboard. I might switch it around. So we're just going to keep this one fan on for testing. Add the second. That's the goal of this, is just to get everything working first. I'm just going to test everything on this motherboard box. Seems a little safer to me. Looks better off the table. And we'll just pop the graphics card in. This won't need any power. External power supply. Hopefully that fits. Because we have no integrated GPU here. We just need to push the board off this side there so the back plate can go past the motherboard there. And that's actually pretty stable, so our power supply here, we can just plug the 4-pin in, plug the lots of pins in, whatever this is, and get a monitor over here. And I'm just going to use I'll just try a Linux USB to test it out. We got our fancy non-modular power supply from eBay, 1000 watt. These are from Texas, so should be lots of fun. We got our 2 4-pin, 8-pin option. This this one actually has an 8-pin. I think this is a GPU. This probably won't work. Gotta use the one that was actually meant to be used, it seems, surprisingly. Oh, at least we got an 8-pin. That's good. Yeah, I'll just edit that part out, but that's good, so let's get this. Alright, I'm back and everything's fixed. We got display out, mini HDMI, we got power from the phone to the display. Got Kali Linux USB here. Not that this is what I'd use, but you can test it and it should have some good hardware support, I guess. Based on the fact I just used it on a 10-year-old computer, so. What do we got? I think we're ready to go. I got my on switch. I got lots of great luck, I'm sure, and karma for absolutely no reason. Let's just figure out where the on switch is. Alright, so the power switch should be right here. These 2 pins near the top right. There actually is no top right pin, but the middle pin, I guess, and the middle right pin on the top. Oh man, I'm so nervous. This thing needs a CMOS battery. Where is it? This really doesn't have a CMOS battery. That must be high. Oh, we've got something going on. Should probably go get a keyboard. So I found my keyboard on my dining room table where it belongs. That's how you know you've got everything put together, is you don't know where your keyboard is in the middle of filming a YouTube video, so GPU's spinning up and down. So it's got to be doing something on the inside there. Heat pipes are kind of warm. GPU's still figuring out where it is. I know the GPU works, just took it out of something. So, no idea about the RAM. Probably should have started with one stick. Be a lot more comfortable if this thing had a CMOS battery. I've never had a motherboard without a CMOS battery before. It's kind of weird. It's probably on here somewhere and I just can't see it. GPU's just restarting every 15 or 30 seconds, it looks like. I don't know. Getting a little worried. Oh wow, the heatsink really is working already. So it's doing something. The heat pipes are actually really cool. Still, actually the air coming out of the heatsink feels warmer than the heat pipes, so that's good. Well boys, I think I might have pushed my luck a little bit too much there with the Chinese motherboard and the 22-core processor. Who'd have thunk? Unless it wants to work right about now. Oh, work. Please, please, just work, please. It's got the perfect thermal paste spread. It's got as much RAM as it should need to boot up. Should probably plug a speaker in, but I don't have one. Ha! I found where the CMOS battery goes. CMOS battery is right here between the Ethernet and the audio. How am I supposed to know which direction it goes? Oh god. Alright, so the battery goes in this way. Alright, we're gonna try again with one stick of RAM. And that did it. Let's see if we can catch what's going on with the... Oh, that looks good. Man, this BIOS is pretty good for a $100 motherboard. Got our fan there. PCI settings. Gen 2. I'm just looking to disable kind of like a turbo boost or anything. Advanced power management configuration, right? Configure TDP. So that'd be a good thing to do. I could just limit it to like 100 watts if I wanted to. Let's do energy efficient for now. C states. I don't know what I have to do to get into those. Just leave the TDP alone. I'm not sure why the RAM wasn't working. See if we got the BIOS battery the right direction. Energy efficient. What do you know? We plugged the battery in the right way. That's great. There is a problem. You see, the heat pipes are touching the RAM on the left side there. If I put it in the second DIMM from the left. And there's not really much I can do about that. Alright, here we go. Trying with 3 DIMMs. Placing the one that didn't work last time. And leaving it off to the side. It really only likes that one DIMM. Did I get a bad set of 2 RAM sticks? I got the power out of the system there. Take DIMM 4, put it in DIMM 3. This is why I haven't put it in the case yet. Alright, if this DIMM's good, all our other memory's good, and we just have some kind of motherboard issue preventing us from using all 4 slots. Well, that's encouraging. So that was using just channel 1, which isn't ideal, but it's still booted, so I'm gonna put this in the second DIMM now. Second from the left. It just actually is touching the heat pipes a little bit. So I may actually have to orient the heat pipes or the whole heatsink vertically. That might not even work. The heat pipes are wider than they are. They're wider this way than they are this way, I think. It's just another good opportunity to mix up the heatsink paste, right? Totally what we were meant to do the whole time. Let's see about DIMM 2. Yeah, we got plenty of clearance over there. So walk in the park now. Let's go for all 4 DIMMs. It's just gonna work this time, I can tell, so. Well, I'm not sure what it is. All the RAM works, just doesn't work. All the slots are filled. So let's take it apart one time and see if there's anything we can clear up. Oh, there's nothing really wrong with the CPU. Looks good. Maybe I can just clean the bottom of it. There's nothing in the socket. It's gonna try to clean the bottom of the chip. Since it's used and I don't know, maybe the plastic had some kind of oil on it. Put it in a different package for a couple days. There we go. I'm sure that's all we needed. And I gotta still put I gotta put these back, so we'll try it one time like this. We'll try to give our DIMMs a chance. Try to do this as carefully as possible. Oh, we actually clear the RAM that way. Alright, we actually have RAM clearance now. Alright, it's the next day. I was up late last night and finally figured this out. I did a little bit of research and probably helped determine what's going on most likely. So, turning this thing around was a good idea. I'm not actually touching any of the DIMMs anymore. Shoving pieces of plastic to insulate in between the heat pipes right here. They're all cleared, so that's a big relief. And what was going on is that third DIMM wasn't working with any of the RAM. All the RAM sticks were fine. The machine would boot with any one of them in single use. In the second DIMM, of course. But anytime I installed the fourth stick of RAM in the third DIMM, it wouldn't boot. Or in fact, any stick of RAM in the third DIMM, it wouldn't boot. So, it is a testing CPU. It's not an officially sold product, so that's probably it. They're just probably working on the memory controller for the chip. I mean, it is a pretty complex memory controller. It's giving memory to 22 cores, or it has to, so that's probably the issue. And the solution was just to go into the BIOS and bring everything down from the rated 2133 on the chips there and actually bring it down to 1867. I did it like that, applied undervolt after that was also successful. But I tested it just with the RAM timings to 1867, which was not auto. Auto was 2133, and 1867 megahertz did it. So if you do a setup anything like this with this cooler, this board, and confidential CPU, just keep in mind that you may have to tweak the memory settings if you're using all 4 memory channels. Keep the cooler in this orientation and you should be good to go, and probably underclock it just to keep these budget boards going for a long time. So if you watched all the way through, thanks so much. I ended up doing a scan of this, so I can make a case for it if anybody's excited. I know it might be pretty useful considering how many people are buying these boards and these budget CPUs. So leave your comment below, like, subscribe, check out my website or Patreon, and yeah, I'd love to hear your comments in the section below. Thanks, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.